The 40th regular session of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod is now called to order. We are requesting the Secretary to the Sangguniang for the roll call.
The attendance for today's regular session. The regular presiding officer, Honorable Eva Lorraine Estabilio, is present. Honorable Leo D. Revita is on leave. Honorable Meliton D. Lemos is present. Honorable Shara Isabel Uy Salazar is present. Honorable Vreni Jem O. Kaasi is present. Honorable Agripino G. Coquilla Jr. is present. Honorable Rex Jasper R. Ala is on sick leave. Honorable Romeo L. Catayas is present. Honorable Catherine S. Elliott is present. Honorable Edmark O. Wakan is present. Honorable Arthur V. Ong Jr. is present. Honorable Datu Eric I. Perez is present. Honorable Roan Angela G. Rillion is present. Honorable Betovin S. Tubinos is on forced leave. Madam President, there are 11 members present. There is a quorum, Madam.
There being a quorum, this session is in order. Let us now proceed to the opening prayer to be led by Honorable Vreni Jem O. Kaasi, followed by the pambansang awit, panunumpa ng katapatan sa watawat ng Pilipinas, the Councilor's Creed, and the singing of the Tagum Mabuhay Ka March.
Let us put ourselves in the presence of God and pray according to our beliefs. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, we come before you today with humble hearts, grateful for the gift of service and the opportunity to gather in this session. We ask for your divine guidance as we begin our work. Grant wisdom to our leaders, clarity to our minds, and sincerity in our intentions. Help us to set aside personal interests and focus on what is just, fair, and beneficial for the people we serve. May our discussions be respectful, our decisions be guided by integrity, and our actions reflect our commitment to the common good. Strengthen us to carry our duties with honesty, diligence, and compassion. We also ask for unity among us, that despite differences in views, we may work together in harmony toward meaningful and lasting solutions. Bless this session, O Lord, and may everything we do bring honor to you and service to the community. All this we ask in your holy name. Amen. In the Father, the Son.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, helos ang sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Upang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa mandulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit ng bagaw, ay hinatang tula, kawin sa pagkayang minamahal, ang isang ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na naghihingi, ang bituin at karoon niya kailan, ang may di matitingin, luha ng araw ng walhati pagsinta, huwag langit sa piling mo. Ang hindi kaya na pagkay mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Panunumpa sa watawat ng Pilipinas. Ako ay Pilipino, buong katapatang nanunumpa sa watawat ng Pilipinas at sa bansang kanyang sinasagisag na may dangal, katarungan at kalayaan na pinakikilos ng sambayan ng makadiyos, makatao, makakalikasan at makabansa. The Councilor's Creed. I am a Philippine Councilor mandated by law to enact measures and ordinances that redound to the general welfare of my constituents in their pursuit for happiness, peace, and prosperity. I believe in public service above self as the guiding principle of my official acts, and as I tread the pathways of local legislation, may the Almighty guide my mind and heart that I shall be true to my constituents and the Filipino people.
Mga bukid niya at mga parang
afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Let us now proceed to the reading and consideration of the minutes and journal of proceedings of the 39th regular session held on April 27, 2026. The chairperson, Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, Attorney Edmar Wakan, is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Considering that each and every member has been timely furnished with a copy of the minutes of the 39th regular session dated April 27, 2026, consisting a total of 53 pages, I therefore move to dispense with the reading of its full text, Madam Presiding Officer. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilors Coquilla, Eliot, and Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for the adoption of the minutes of the 39th regular session held at the Sangguniang Panlungsod of Tagum City, SP Session Hall, dated April 27, 2026, consisting a total of 53 pages. I so move, Madam Presiding
Moved by
Officer.
Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilor Catayas. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, the minutes of the 39th regular session of the 10th Sangguniang Panlungsod held on April 27, 2026, consisting of 53 pages, is hereby adopted. Proceed.
For the same reason, Madam Presiding Officer, considering that each and every member has been timely furnished with a copy of the Journal of Proceedings of the 39th regular session dated April 27, 2026, consisting a total of 40 pages, I therefore move to dispense with the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilor Catayas and Eliot. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for the adoption of the Journal of Proceedings of the 39th regular session dated April 27, 2026, consisting a total of 40 pages.
Moved by Councilor Wakan, seconded by Councilor Catayas. Is there any discussion, any amendment, objection? There being none, therefore the Journal of Proceedings, consisting of 40 pages, is hereby adopted. Let us now proceed to the privilege or any member who would like to avail of the privilege. There being none, let's proceed to the question hour. Councilor Uy Salazar is recognized.
Madam Presiding Officer, distinguished colleagues, honored guests, listening public, ladies and gentlemen, during our previous session, this honorable body deemed it proper and necessary to invite representatives of Davao Light and Power Company Incorporated to appear before the Sangguniang Panlungsod under the question hour so that they may directly address matters of public concern and provide clarity regarding the developments surrounding electric service in our city. Today, we are pleased that they have responded to our invitation. Their presence manifests their willingness to engage with the local government, to listen to the sentiments of our people, and to share with us their plans, programs, and responses concerning the present situation. At this juncture, allow me to formally acknowledge and welcome the representatives of Davao Light and Power Company Incorporated, namely Mr. Arnel Bersabe, the Senior Assistant Vice President, and Mr. Judy Sanchez, Government Relations Officer. We thank them for taking the time to be with us this afternoon. Madam Presiding Officer, the purpose of today's question...
Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members being in favor, therefore rules are now suspended. The Sergeant at Arms is requested to please escort our guests.
Number 2 po, number 2. Number 2 pa na, usual. Glamour. Walang glamour.
To our guests, welcome to the 40th regular session of the Sangguniang Panlungsod of Tagum. Before you answer the queries, please state your name and your position. Thank you, sir. Okay, so I'm giving the floor to Councilor Uy Salazar.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. To our guests, my first question is, can you clarify to us the current legal and operational status of Davao Light and Power Company Incorporated in relation to the delivery of electric service here in Tagum City?
First of all, I would like to thank this august body for inviting us here to shed light on the operation of Double Light, led by our Honorable Vice Mayor and a member of this august body. Thank you very much. To answer the question of Honorable Luis Salazar, Republic Act 12144 gives us the...
Sir, please state your name and your position.
Sorry. My name is Judy Sanchez. I am the Government Relation Officer of Double Light. So, to answer the question of Honorable Salazar Oy, Double Light hello, no? Okay. The legal basis of Double Light to operate in expanded areas is the Republic Act 12144, which was passed into law last year in April. And this was actually upheld by the Supreme Court decision last January 14 this year, upholding the constitutionality of the said law.
Thank you. Maybe you can share to us po if you your plans for the next months po. I think is there a presentation that you would like to present to us? Thank you.
Madam Chair, can I call our companion here,
Yes, sir.
Lieutenant Bersabe, to present?
Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the Council. I'm Arnel Bersabe, the Senior Assistant Vice President of Davao Light and Power Company. So, I presentation to partially, hopefully cover all the answers needed for the first question that was raised earlier. So, I'll be presenting the update and plans for Tagum City. But for now, I would like to give brief update muna. This is a presentation about the infra plans for Tagum City. But to give a brief update lang for the ongoing transition of our service here in Tagum. So there's an expropriation case actually that's filed in Tagum Court, no? To expropriate the assets of Nordeco, the existing service provider in the area. What was given to Davao Light or the writ of possession that's with us now, and the assets that were took over are the 4 substations in Davao del Norte, the 3 of which is in Tagum City, and also we are in possession of the office of Nordeco in Tipas. So it's one of the assets that were awarded to us by the RTC, no, on that expropriation case. So for now, operationally, Davao Light is operating the 4 substation in Davao del Norte, 3 of which is in Tagum. So we're the one operating and in possession of those assets. But the lines in Tagum City are still owned by Nordeco. So we are actually in coordination with Nordeco as we co-operate these power distribution assets. So we operate the substations, they operate the lines. So there's a technical communication that's happening from time to time between these 2 parties to ensure 2 things lang, no. First is to ensure power availability, reliability of Tagum City. So para minimum ang brownout. If na-brownout, maayos dahil nato. So that's the first thing, the reason why we're collaborating with them. Ikadua is safety. Dili mo'y gusto na tungod lang sa misoperation, miscommunication na yung madisgrasya nga lineman or working personnel in the field, kay naaman ta sa electric nga negosyo nga naagit siya nga risk ba. So that's the heart, that's the core of our collaboration with Nordeco, no. Safety and power reliability in Tagum City. So for Davao Light, siguro to give a short presentation of the infra plans for Tagum. Let me share to you these slides lang, no. Next slide, please. So next slide, please. So just a brief orientation lang of how the power industry looks like, no. There are 4 components actually in the power industry. First is the generation plant. We call it IPPs, no. Kanang gitawag natong independent power producers. Mao ni sila ang mga power plants So nadra ang Headcore, Terma South, San Miguel, Alson, Pisam, NPC. So nadra nabilong sila sa kanang gitawag natong generation. Daghana sila tanan output power aning mga planta is gina-inject nila sa transmission grid. So kanang transmission grid is mao na makita nyo sa presentation na transmission. So kanang transmission grid sa Pilipinas is being operated only by one party, no. By Act of Congress, gi-operate siya ni NGCP. So mao na siyang National Grid Corporation of the Philippines. So again, tanan power plant gina-deliver nila ang power sa NGCP. So after sa NGCP kanang transmission mupasok ang distribution. So tanan distribution companies connected siya sa grid ni NGCP. So kanang mga distribution companies mao na sila si Meralco, Davolite, Socoteco, Nordeco, mao na silang mga distribution companies and co-ops. So nagakuha sila power from the grid. So after ana dira na ang mga consumers, nadira ang malls, establishment, residentials, industries, no. So that's the fourth component. 69 kV line nga connected sa NGCP. Next slide please. Next slide please. Next slide. So these are just customers lang, no. Sige. Before I explain this slide lang, no. In Davao we have 3 steel plants, no. We have Steel Asia, Mighty Steel, and Gatungan. So these are 3 line. At least naiuban dira tulo ka line gani nga naga-serve. In case mo down ang line, napay isa ka alternate line. So this is how Tagum looks like, no. Tagum is being fed by only one single line. It's the line that naagi sa Mako padulong sa kanang kanto gani papantukan nga road. So only one single line. So the economy of Tagum is basically dependent on this one line. If this line is down, so mo nang maka-experience sa usahay tag 10 hours, 12 hours nga brownout. Kasi wala to siya nga redundancy. So wala to siya nga. Then aside from that redundancy, kaning nga line is overloaded na. So the last data we have is kaning nga line is 98-99% loaded. So gamay ang aircon mo on, naidako lang nga aircon mo on, siguro mo overload ni siya nga line. So 2 things ang problem actually sa Tagum, no. There's an overloaded line. Ikaduha is walay alternate line ang Tagum. Imagine the comparison, no. A cement plant is enjoying that kind of flexibility sa source. Then you have a city na close to million ang population siguro, then only nagsalig sa isa ra ka linya, no. So that's what we see lang gid sa Tagum sa as found na mo nga assessment. Next slide please. So mao ni siyang itsura sa Tagum, no. So naay line kanang pula nituyok sa tulo ka substation kanang tulo ka yellow na box. So next slide please. So critically loaded line, heavily loaded distribution substation, then absence of alternate lines. So next slide please. So there are a lot of infra projects ginahimo sa Tagum, no, pero I would like to highlight lang gining isa ka project. This is the Mako Tagum line that we're constructing. The blue line you can see on the screen. So this is the second line we're constructing nga makita nyo kanang dagko kay poste nga niagi sa atubangan ani nga City Hall, going to Apocon, going to Mako. So dako ni siya kalabutan sa pag-improve sa power sa Tagum, no. So this is one of the infra projects that we're constructing for this year. We're trying to complete it this year, no. Kay actually ang katong sa gi-mention na namo sa ibang meeting namo, SM cannot be served, no, kanang ongoing line, ongoing SM nga ginatukod sa Tagum. It cannot be served by the existing line. So if this line cannot be completed, we will have a mall na walay power. So that's why we're trying to expedite ning line. So next slide please. I won't be discussing na the other slides na. Next slide please. Next slide. Then another plan po namo is we plan to interconnect Tagum with Davao City nga power system node. So we have a sub-transmission line that ends in Carmen. Amo na siyang i-extend. So Tagum will have an interconnectivity na sa Davao, no. So and vice versa, no. So in case there's a power shortage or a line problem or a line constraint issue, dali na nato ipasa-pasa ang load. That's how we do it in Davao. We do alternate lines good in case magka-problema ang main line. Next slide, please. Next slide. So these are just technical discussion about those lines which I mentioned na. Next slide. So next slide. So another thing lang is we like to highlight lang two of the ordinances we have in Davao in collaboration with the City Council, no. Na I think pwede gid siya mahitabo for Tagum City. So first is kaning gitawag namong sa streetlight na ordinance, mo ni siyang ordinance number for Davao. Under this ordinance, we provide all street lights sa city free, walay gastuhon ang city. Bayaran lang ni city ang consumption sa street light. So in case na ay guba, na ay di musiga, kambyuhan na mo, walay cost ang city. So it's one of the ordinance na we have in partnership with the city, no. Another thing is kanipod consider ordinance, kitawag na mo siyang anti-spaghetti wire ordinance. So basically ato lang gi-minimize ang number sa mga poste nga naka-install sa streets. So that is something we think we can collaborate with Tagum City, no. So telco will attach all the poles, all the fiber optics sa among poste instead nga kaysa sila magtukod sa ila-ilahang poste. Na ay poste si PLDT, na ay poste si Globe, si Smart, na po siya iyaha. So that's the gist aning city ordinance. So these are just some of the operational plans we plan to do kung ma-award na ni court ang writ of possession for the lines sa Tagum City. So we will improve the lines, upgrade the conductors, install smart devices sa lines. So voltage regulators, capacitors, tanan, no? Tanan na pwede nato himuon to improve the power quality of in Tagum City. Also, we are constructing a service center in G Mall. So once we go online sa Tagum City, we will be accessible via face-to-face nga customer service na sa G Mall. So tapad lang po siya sa existing service center ni Norteco. Then last thing lang for the operational, so we think important na makontak mi ni customer. So we will be installing a dedicated call center to cater calls, no, in Davao del Norte. So the bulk of which we expect na nasa Tagum City. So tanan brand out, billing complaints siguro, or any concern related sa services na mo. So we will be installing a dedicated service call center to take those calls, no. Then another thing is we'll be also deploying emergency crews in the area. So to
Applications. Yes, Councilor Ong.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. For Engineer Bersabe, just for clarifications, what is our time frame in installing the additional lines na padulong sa Tagum? Because as you've mentioned, the current line that we have will not be able to cater SM. No, wherein SM plans to open November of this year. So medyo, we just want to know the clarification with regards to the time frame na inyong target.
On our coordination with SM, ingon nila kailangan nila initial power by August yata. So kana nga project we committed it to be delivered, energized and available by end of July po. Thank you.
So
Council.
mga July
End of July, Council.
Okay, so that's very helpful. No, kay syempre if as you've said 98-99% na, it's very critical also not just for SM but also to the entire households of Tagum City. Okay, that's a very risk na, di ba? Kay murag if ma-overload na maglisod po ta. Also, do you have currently, sir, do you have a third party in Carmen and Panabo that facilitates the repairs or the complaints of your customers or clients in those areas?
Yes, we have, Madam Chair.
Okay, you have. So, the same pod sa
Yes.
Tagum, no? So, you also plan, how many groups do we plan?
Actually, for now, we're still hiring third-party contractors, especially those contractors who are now engaged with Nordico. They are our priorities.
Okay, thank you, sir. Just stated that, Madam Presiding Officer, because I also have a residents in Davao, and the support that your third
Deco and Davao Light. Sir, you mentioned that based on the writ opposition, that Davao Light took over 3 substations, correct, sir?
Yes, Madam.
Because now we are public servants, and we need to inform public about, especially now, month of May is a month where ease of doing business will be again emphasized, and to put emphasis also to the public, on serving the public, that they will be served with ease and comfort. Now, are you aware, sir, of what happened to Nordeco, where they transferred their office, where public are in quandary on where to pay, where to apply electric connections, service connections, and other complaints relating technical matters of their concern, specifically for residential, commercial, recreational, and others. So may we know, sir, if you are aware of what happened, on what is now, how in assessing the level of services of Nordeco as a result of taking over the office of Nordeco.
Madam Chair, at the effectivity of RA 12144, there's a provision actually of the law which says about transition between the two parties, the Davao Light and the existing service provider. So actually we exerted all efforts legally. Then we made several communication for that transition actually. For that smooth transition. Unfortunately, hindi po siya nangyari yung transition sana na we plan to do. Pero for the TIPAS building, I'd like to answer 2 things lang. First, TIPAS building is playing a critical role actually in operating the network of Tagum City, no. Ang TIPAS building po, may naka-install siya, may system siyang tinatawag na SCADA, yung Systems Control and Data Acquisition. So it's a remote central brain control system controlling the entire power system of Tagum City. It's in TIPAS building actually. So unfortunately, wala na po sa TIPAS building. We don't know what happened, pero tinanggal na wala po dun sa building yung infra na yun. So to manage and operate the system better, so we're installing another system actually just to automate all the operation of the equipment in Tagum City, no. So yun, I would like to emphasize lang the criticality of TIPAS and what's in TIPAS po. That's why nakasama po siya sa takeover. Then dun sa part po ng service being experienced by Tagum City consumers. So I cannot be specific on what level po, anong nangyari, what's the actual experience of the customers in Tagum City, but we're actually doing our best to improve yung outage experience ng customers in Tagum City para maiwasan po yung ganon. Then I think we're in the same position naman with Nordeco about doon, no, to improve, to ensure na walang brand out in Tagum City to minimize it as much as possible. Then it's also one of the provisions stated in the law na we should ensure, both parties should ensure an kanang wala ka itong mga brand out. So it's in the law actually. Then siguro last item about dun sa confusion ng customers sa collection. I can answer it in two things, two angles, Madam Chair. First, the franchise life of Nordeco is until 2028. I think that's a fair statement.
So may
But
I
second-
know, sir, if
Yeah.
it's correct, sir?
If you look at RA 12144, it doesn't stand na po, sir, kasi yung provision po kasi ng RA 12144 specifically states that Nordeco may still operate not longer than 2 years. So it's one of the
So
specific
meaning
sentence
to
po.
say, we have to reckon not more than 2 years, that is considering 2027 and 2028. Correct, sir?
Ano po, yung effectivity po ng RA 12144, April of 2026, so that would dagdagan natin 2 years. April 2025, dagdagan po natin ng 2 years, that's April 2027.
Okay.
Yeah,
So granting on that premise, sir, since they will be operating 2020 up to 20, and then other consumers now decided not to pay and been granted by Davao Light to use Tipas building for them to pay, it's easier for us to pay because it's just a matter of waiting for a minute, and then we have already the time to be assessed and pay. So for this case, sir, I am quite familiar, I am quite observant on what happened in reality to Nordeco's office. There are a lot of people lining up under the heat of the sun because of the limited space and of their, again, they have no other way but to, again, ask patience from the consumers to pay on, that's on the reality check, sir. So maybe, no, sir, if you have the heart of assessing the people while waiting for the decision finally of the court to resolve the issue, and finally, Davao Light will take over the entire franchise area as enshrined on Republic Act by the Republic Act 12-14-4.
Madam Chair, can I ask Judy Sanchez to be acknowledged, Madam Chair?
Okay. Judy Sanchez, please answer.
Madam Chair, to answer that question, first is the customers in Tagum, especially in areas where it will Nordeco, but it doesn't prevent us from connecting them. And in addition to the question that can Davao Light help the customers of Nordeco, especially now that they are in office, and according to Madam Adam Chair, that they are under the heat of the sun, lining just to pay for their bills. I think it should not. In the first place, it should have happened if Davao Light Nordeco will if Davao Light Nordeco have this transition, but unfortunately, it did not happen. So I
Council to avail of this privilege. And lastly, sir, as you mentioned that Davao Light is operating the franchise area of Tagum City.
Yes.
May we know the level of the operation, sir?
In Tagum, we are operating the substations.
So meaning to say, only operating substations.
Yes.
It was assured in through public pronouncement, sir, if you have to if you may confirm or not, that Davao Light will be providing efficient services to the consumers, correct, sir? And then, since you operated, sir, the substations, may we know if you experience, because last night we experienced brownout, and you said that you will be operating as efficient as you could.
Yes.
and to eliminate brownout. Meaning to say, whether or not Nordeco will operate, Davao Light will operate, still there's a brownout. Correct, sir?
Yes, agree, Madam Chair.
Okay. So meaning to say that in the operation for not only Nordeco, not only Davao Light, throughout the country, we have to make it believe that there's no assurance whether or not there will be brownout or no brownout at all. So you confirm that, sir?
No, that's correct. Let me give an example, Madam Chair. Actually, last night, we have a hotspot in one of our substation. Then, we detected it because we have a specialized equipment. Now, if that hotspot, it could have been prevented if we have a proper maintenance of that substation. Meaning, we should not have experienced the burnout. So what I mean, Madam Chair, is burnouts, we cannot avoid that there are burnouts. Of course, there is no such perfect as 100% blind burnout. But we could limit it and we can prevent it.
Yes, Councilor Coquilla.
Madam Chair, I will have to yield, Madam Chair, to other members. But in the event that there would be no questions, Madam Chair, we still have time. We have 1 hour for the question hour, just to clear matters. So I will be again yielding to other members, Madam Chair, for them.
Madam Chair, if I may add lang dun sa sagot sa tanong earlier po. On record po, ang brownout na gina-experience sa isa ka area are being measured in 2 metrics. So natay gitawag nga SIFI, SID. So SIFI stands for the frequency. Kapila mag-brownout ang customer, ang SID gitawag po siya for duration. Unsa kadugay ang brownout sa customer. So these are data reports that we regularly submit to the regulators, no, which is ERC, kanang SIFI, SID metrics. On record po, Davao Light AOR versus Nordeco AOR po, 12 po yung difference nun. Ibig sabihin, the experience na kaisa, the burnout experience sa among AOR na kaisara, times 12 ang gina-experience sa Nordeco AOR. That's how worse po the difference in service level, times 12. I think that's one of the reason na the Congress granted us this franchise expansion, because of that difference in service level. Tama man, even Japan, napod sila gitawag na brownout na ro, pero gamay na kay ng Tokyo. So, it's a universal metrics no kanang gitawag nilang SIFI, SID. We call it reliability index. The reliability index po of Davao AOR versus kay Nordeco is 12 po yung difference. Then, another thing din siguro, for those things to be improved kasi we need investments din. Then we've seen the aging assets, the lack of redundancy sa system, the maintenance that should kailangan i-improve katong na-mention ni Sir Judy. So those are the things. Pero we would be frank lang siguro, dili ni siya overnight na pagsulod na mo. It's a journey, no? But our intention is to bring the service level po ng Tagum sa what we are offering sa Davao. So thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, yes, Councilor Wakan.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This may be answered either of you, sir. No? What is your treatment on the system loss charges? Because eventually those are years not paid now by consumers will be passed on again to the paying consumers. So that's on the part of Nordeco. Now, on the transition later, will you be assuming those system loss charges incurred during the time of the operation of Nordeco, and you will pass it later to us, consumers of DLPC?
Sige, ang systems loss po is, to give a definition lang sa systems loss is, it's actually the difference between the energy purchase. So naami gipalit na energy sa mga power plant. Total na tanan, energy purchase minus ani mo nag energy sold. Ang difference ana is we call it systems loss. It's being measured on a monthly basis. So meaning kung January 1 to January 31, i-measure na siya ang gitawag nimong energy value for that. Ang gi-allow sa amoa sa as private utilities is 5.5%. So we cannot charge more than 5.5% sa systems loss.
So what will happen to the unpaid monthly na sa consumers, the arrears?
I mean the uncollected, the arrears.
Yes.
Okay. So the arrears actually is dili siya part sa i-assume ni it's on the law maguno, we have to be aligned with the RA 12144. Dili siya part sa i-assume namo the what do you call that, the liability, the payable, so dili siya part.
Okay, so you are categorical on that, sir.
Yes, Madam
That
Chair.
we will be assured that there will be no arrears that will be passed on later to us consumers of the LPC.
So ang kuan na is ang Nordeco is maningil ana sa
Mayor to file a claim on the assets purchased by the city government in favor of Nordeco. So those are assets of the city. So we plan to file a claim also based on that, on the LPC. So what will happen now to individual private establishments who have their own transformers? Can they still utilize those assets, or they were validated as to the quality? Can they be accepted also later by the LPC, or should they be filing separate claim to the LPC for the assets that they purchase?
Sige, there are two sides po of the question. First, yung technical at saka yung commercial. For the technical, for the transformer, gagamitin ba, ipapagamit ba, or magka-qualify pa? We think all the energized transformer naman po are properly rated and usable. So technically, hindi po natin siya tatanggalin para palitan lang. So it still can be used by the consumers po, yung transformer installed at their premises. For the commercial side, actually on the expropriation case with the RTC now, we are about to enter na kasi sa phase ng gitawag nato nga just compensation phase. It's part of the proceedings no na the court would be on the process of determining the value of assets and validating the claimants of those assets na nailin ato nga properties. So as advice also, as I think sa ruta ni Tagum City, I think you will be intervening sa ongoing RTC case to appear as intervenor, to appear as claimant for the assets na the city has installed, the city has spent. Pero for other parties siguro nga private individual siguro, I think the intervention to the court would be the legal route to process that claim over the asset. We're not sure lang, pero the info manggod that was given to us, some of the assets are donated to Nordeco. That's the initial info that we have. Pero if we need paper trace, documentation for the claims to be validated, then it's a legal process under RTC po. So via intervention proceedings po.
So you mean to say they really have to intervene in the case now? These assets, sir, if you are a small establishments, maybe how much is the Engineer Coquilla, the transformer, it's 200,000, and then you need to intervene based on that amount na syempre for how many years na ang value and the quality also lessen na, no? So very costly on the part of private